Can you talk about your journey with stunt, and was this something you were involved in with high school, or is your background cheerleading? I know I talked to Coach Celia last year when you guys won, and she said a lot of the recruiting process sometimes is education about stunt and whether a cheerleader wants to make that switch or a gymnast or a tumbler or whatnot. But what's your background with stunt and how'd you hear about it and why Davenport?
So actually I have no background of stunt. I did gymnastics growing up and then I started cheer when I was in high school. I got recruited by Coach Celia. And when I came in for my recruit visit, they were working on stunt and I was like, what even is this? Like, what are you guys doing? And, they had like some of the girls on the team explain it to me. And then, obviously I did my own research outside and it I come from Michigan cheer, so I feel like it was something that I really enjoyed. Um, so coming in, I was blindsided, but now it is like my favorite thing to do ever. And it has changed my life in so many ways.
Well, having a cheer background, I think that's pretty normal or pretty common for folks as the sport continues to grow at the high school level, which it is all over the country. But as it continues to grow, I think there'll be several more student athletes in your position. But the opportunity to cheer in college or to compete in stunt, from your perspective, I think there are probably pros and cons to doing both, right? But what's I guess, the biggest difference, or what would you tell a student athlete who is kind of looking at the opportunity maybe to be on the cheerleading squad at a university or a college versus maybe devoting some of their time or all of their time to being on the stunt team?
I would say definitely do your research. They're two completely different sports. Obviously, we do the same things, but it's two completely different sports. Stunt is a lot more competitive. You get that game day feel that you don't get for cheer. Also, you get the satisfaction of playing games. For cheer, you only compete one time, and for stunt, you get to compete multiple games a year, and you get that game day feeling with your team. So it's definitely something to do your research on and to see what you really would like to do in college. But personally, I love stunt and I I love doing it in college.
Well, being from Michigan, were you aware of the success that Davenport had seen in the sport? Or kind of how was that brought up to you, I guess, or how did you learn about some of the success that the Panthers had seen in the stunt space?
Yeah. So actually, there was a alumni now at Davenport, but we cheered together in high school. And I was a freshman when she was a senior. So she committed to Davenport, and that's kind of how it got introduced to me. I started following them on Instagram and watching their videos and all that.
No, that's awesome. Well, the season not entirely over for you all. From our standpoint, and really from the quote unquote NCAA standpoint, it is over because there's not yet a national collegiate championship. But Stunt the Sport, which is governed by USA Cheer, does provide the opportunity and has for several years. A way to continue that postseason and kind of give you guys that postseason feel um, with their national championship. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention that you all are the reigning national champions, and did complete that feat back in 2025. I know it's been almost a year since that, but being a part of that team and being part of a national championship squad and, kind of reaching the upper echelon of what there is to quote win in the sport. What was that feeling like and what did it mean to do that? I don't know if you knew at the time if Coach Celia was leaving, but for her to be able to kind of go out on a bang like that with that group, what was that experience like last season?
It was magical. I mean, every moment, that entire experience, the whole week was just like I'm getting chills just thinking about it. Like it was so magical. And we did know that she was leaving prior to going to Nashville. So it was just even better that we were able to give that to her and like put all the season's work, like everything we put into it came out with a win and that was nice.